Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing great. Welcome to the YouTube channel of Artyshils Art Brushes. This is Aishwarya from aishwaryaexpressions on Instagram, and I work with watercolors, acrylics and mandalas. A lot of people have been asking me for a tutorial on watercolor portraits, and I'm finally here with one for you. So endless thanks to Artyshils Art Brushes for that. Let's look at the materials that we need for today. So we will need a watercolor sketchbook. You can also use loose watercolor papers, masking tape, artist grade watercolors, a pencil and an eraser, a glass of water, and of course our favorite Artyshils Art brushes, because these are very soothing to paint with. For this painting, I'll be using round brushes by Artyshils Art Brushes because these are the basic must-haves in any artist's brush sets and suitable for both beginners and professionals. I'll also be using blender brushes set, which are specially designed for blending purposes in our paintings and makes the blending process very smooth and easy. So why delay more? Let's get started. So we have our sketchbook ready and taped from all sides. We will sketch the portrait very lightly first, because as we proceed, we will see that making this artwork will be full of experimentations. We will sketch the hand on the left very lightly first, just to have a little idea of more or less where it should be, and then we will be sketching out the eyes and the nose of the portrait. I am drawing lines just to make you understand how the proportions should be, so these lines will be rubbed out at the end. We will then draw the lips of the girl. And now we will be placing the hand on the left at where it should be, and then we will be drawing the hand on the right. I'm using a mechanical pencil for the whole sketch so that I can have fine sharp lines throughout. We will make the eyes a bit more prominent, and after we are done with the sketch, we will begin painting it out. We will start with using brush number 12 of the blender brushes set and wet the whole paper for wet on wet technique. We will now use the usual human skin color, which can be made using white mixed with a bit of vermilion hue, to the whole paper, just leaving the eyes. And now we will use a darker value of the human skin color, where the amount of vermilion hue will be more than the previous mixture of the color, and a bit of lemon yellow added to it as well. We will use this color at almost all the darker areas of the skin, leaving apart the lighter parts while the paper is still wet. We all know that our skin is uniform, so to paint anything that is uniform and to give it a smooth effect, we always need proper blending, and this is how blender brushes by Artyshils Art Brushes are easily serving our purposes. Darkening the portions a bit where there will be shadows on the face with the darker value of the same color added to a bit of brown. Switching to brush number 4 of the set of round brushes, and just like in watercolors, we always move from lighter shades to darker ones. We will do the same here, as our next color is brown. I'm using burnt sienna for this. We will start with coloring the areas around the eyes, such as the eyelid and the eye bag. Meanwhile, here's a friendly reminder for you guys that if you are already loving these brushes and still not checked out their page, do not delay more. Check out the page of Artyshils Art Brushes on Instagram to join an amazing community of artists from around the world who are using these same brushes and creating absolute magic with them. Also visit www.artyshils.com to shop the whole range of Artyshils Art Brushes at unbelievable prices. Then we will move on to coloring the shadows of the nose and the left hand as well. Also, let me tell you that do not forget to check out my profile, that is aishwaryaexpressions on Instagram, where you can find out a variety of artworks to decorate your homes with, regular art tips and even problem solving sessions. We will do some shadings on the cheeks and then we will do the lips with the same brown for the upper one and a bit of crimson red mixed with the same color for the lower one. We will use burnt sienna for the chin and the shadow between the face and the hand on the right. And then we need to carefully observe those areas where there is shadow on the face and add the colors accordingly. We are using a light value of crimson red for adding blushes to the cheeks, and we will also add some blushes to the nose as well. And here you can see how round brushes by Artyshils Art Brushes are making the process absolutely smooth for us. We will work on the upper portions of the eyelids now, as well as the eyelids themselves. If you don't get this exact color by using burnt sienna only, you can add a bit of crimson red to it and then you will get this reddish brown tinge. After adding some more blushes to the nose, we will now focus on darkening those areas that are very dark on the face, such as the fold of the chin and the partition of the lips, and we will use dark brown or burnt umber for that. You can see how we are gradually moving towards darker shades in this painting. We will add a bit of blushes with crimson red to the chin as well, while showing the shadows there with burnt sienna. Do not forget to leave the portions light or white wherever the light falling on the face is more. Adding some more blushes to the cheeks and the nose. For the eyebrows, we will just mark the areas with a very light value of brown for the time being. We have added some rough strokes to the portion of the hair, and now we will focus on painting the hands of this girl. We will use shades of the regular human skin color here as well, and burnt sienna for wherever there are shadows in between the fingers, for example. We will also take care of putting darker value of the colors wherever there are folds in the fingers. The innermost finger will be the darkest because of the shadow of the hair. We will put a high value of dark brown or burnt umber in the space between the face and the hand on the right. Shading the dark portions of the forehead now. making the eyelid prominent by darkening the fold of the eyelid and also the area of the eyelashes. Make sure you also put the shadows on the nose properly to make it look more realistic. For the hair, we will prepare a golden brown color, and to do that you have to mix burnt sienna with yellow ochre and apply the prepared color everywhere where there will be the hair of the girl. And then we will apply dark brown or burnt umber wherever there are shadows in the hair or wherever the strands of the hair is darker. Make sure that the strokes are uniform and similar whenever you are working on any particular strand of the hair. You can also apply burnt sienna only to those areas where the hair is just a little bit darker than the original golden brown. We will also add some fine loose strands of hair in front of the face and yet on the left side with golden brown. Also adding some loose hair in front of the hand on the right. Now for the freckles, we will take burnt sienna in the same brush and take any other brush and hit the brush number 4 on that random brush just like this, so that the colors spread out as small droplets, just like you can see. Keep a track of where the colors are being put so that it does not get into the white portions of the eyes. And we will do the rest of the freckles by putting dense dots with the same brush on the cheeks, forehead, nose and on the chin as well. We are now beginning to paint the eyes of the girl. I'm using a very light value of cerulean blue for the white portions of the eyes. Just like our eyes are a bit reddish at the corner, we will do the same in this portrait as well. Now we will paint the main portions of the eyes. I'm using cerulean blue first for the edges and then I'll put lemon yellow in the middle, which in turn will also give the eyes a greenish tinge. And just like our upper lip is darker than the lower one, so here as well we will darken the upper lip than the lower one. And we will also paint the fold in the lower lips. And a bit more brown on the right side of the face for the shadows. Now back to the eyes after the first layer is completely dried up, darkening the edges with Prussian blue and coloring with the same inside the smaller circle. Now here comes the most important role of the fine pointed tip of the round brushes by Artyshils Art Brushes. It is because of these pointed tips that we are able to paint the eyebrows of this girl, and now you know why these brushes are just superb. Is there anything else that you love about the round brushes or the blender brushes set by Artyshils? Do share that with us in the comment section. We will also darken the fold above the eyelid as well as the portions from where the eyelashes begin with dark brown. A bit more of lemon yellow to brighten the eyes up. And now we have reached that stage where we have already darkened the eyes with dark green and Prussian blue and the hair of the girl with dark brown or burnt umber. We are now adding highlights to the face in those portions where the light falls on the face a bit more and it shines up, such as under the eyes, a bit inside the eyes as well, as our eyes are always watery, the nose, the cheeks and the chin, and on the eyelids as well. I'm using white gouache paint for the highlights. You can also use white acrylic paints for exact same results. You can even use watercolors itself, just that the amount of white paint taken each time in this case should be more. Now we will create the eyelashes of the portrait with black, and in this case as well, the pointed tip of the round brush will come to great use. The upper lashes will be obviously longer than the lower ones, and also the lower lashes will be a bit more denser than the upper ones. We will add some more loose strands of hair on the right side and then on the left side as well. And there should be some freckles on the hand. Then we will be using the darkest of all colors, that is black, at the end for some finishing touches to the spaces where there is total shadow and absolutely zero light. Also adding some highlights to the lips to make them look glossier. Black can also be used to widen the distance between the lips a little more. We have also put highlights at the lower and the upper edges of the lips. And now, after some more finishing touches, it's time for us to peel off the tapes, and I'm sure you will find it really satisfying. And after you are done with peeling them off, this is how it will look. And this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it and learned something new from it. And if you are trying out this artwork, do not forget to post it on Instagram and tag Artyshils Art Brushes as well as aishwaryaexpressions, as we are eagerly waiting to see them. Also share with us what all new things you learned from this video, and if you still have any doubts or queries on this. So that's all for today. Keep creating and happy creating.